guys, welcome to my channel. Today's tutorial is on this holiday inspired makeup look. If you're interested in recreating this look, then please keep on watching. I already applied my Laura Mercier primer in Radiance, and then I also applied my Tinted Moisturizer from Laura Mercier as well. I didn't want to bore you guys because I know if you watch my other videos, I constantly use those products, so I wasn't going to make you watch through that again. And I'm just going to jump right into concealer. I am using the Urban Decay Naked Weightless Concealer, and I am just applying that concealer under my eye and working along my nose. I'm going ham with the concealer because I look really tired. And then I know you guys probably get redness under your nose too. I sure do. I'm just putting a little bit underneath my nose, on my chin, just to kind of highlight that area. And then on my forehead. I also like to add a little line down the bridge of my nose, just kind of highlight that area. Makes your nose appear a little bit smaller. And I'm just taking my damp crown brush blender. This is really similar. This is really similar to a beauty blender. I'm not using this because I like this better than a beauty blender, but I lost mine and this is the next best thing in my opinion that I've tried. It's just as squishy as the beauty blender. So I know some like copies of the beauty blender, they're really hard and I do not like that at all. So I really like how this is soft. So I'm just gonna pat my concealer in. I work the concealer a little bit up my nose too, just because when we go in and contour, it's gonna really create a nice foundation for that contour. Now I'm going to quickly set my concealer with the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I am using the Sigma F35 brush. It's a small tapered brush and I am just going under my eye and just setting that concealer. Just makes it so it doesn't crease throughout the day. You could use a like a foundation powder or a loose powder if you're more comfortable using that. I personally love this Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I use it all over my face, but of course any powder will work to set this under eye concealer. So I'm a bake queen, so I'm just going to pack a little bit more product under my eye, just kind of like that. And don't worry, we're not going to keep this on. We're gonna wipe it off once it's done baking. Just leaving it on a little bit longer makes your concealer more creaseless if you weren't aware of what baking was. And I'm just setting my face with that translucent setting powder. Just going in there and lightly just dusting it everywhere. But not yet wiping away the excess powder from our under eyes just yet. We're not gonna wipe that away. So mainly just focusing on the rest of my face. This is also gonna make our contour kind of just like go on much smoother. So now I'm going into my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. I know I need a new banana, a new Havana, and a new fawn pretty soon. So just going in with my favorite. This one's Havana. It's more warm. If you do like more of like a cool toned contour, I would go with fawn. It's really pretty. I love them both equally, but I'm so pale in the wintertime that I'd go more for Havana because it's just so much warmer. I feel like it just makes me look a little tanner. So just adding this in the hollows of my cheekbones, and I'm using the M.A.C 168 brush. Also adding some on my forehead, just kind of around my hairline, meeting back around the temples. And then just bronzing up my face wherever else I need a little color, like around my jawbone. Now I'm going in with the Morphe blush palette. This is kind of like an all-in-one blush palette. It's my favorite. So I'm going in with, okay, I'm gonna go with this middle guy right here. I'm feeling pretty good about him. So I'm gonna go in with that, and I'm picking that up on my Bobbi Brown blush brush, and I'm just adding that onto the apples of my cheeks. I'm taking this highlighter. It's called What's Up by Benefit, and it's my new little favorite thing right now. I love how it's so small and so cute. This is the travel size, so you can get the bigger size. I personally love travel size things. I just think they're really cute. I'm taking some of this product on my finger, and I am just going to add that onto the highs of my cheekbone. You want to make sure that you kind of pat it, because I feel like if you wipe it, it's just going to be a really straight line. And we're going to go in and set this with a powder highlighter, and you don't want to have that straight line highlight. It's going to look really not natural. So you want to make sure that you're just going in there with your finger and you're just patting around. I'm also taking a little bit on my finger, and I'm just popping a little bit of that onto the tip of my nose. I like to go in with the product itself, and I just kind of draw on my Cupid's bow where I want that highlight. So now we're going to set this highlighter with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Illuminator in So Hollywood. And I am just picking this up on my 104 Deluxe Soft Fan brush from Crown Brush. And I am just dipping that in my highlighter and fanning that over my cheek. Also setting the highlighter on the tip of my nose and my Cupid's bow as well. And just quickly going back into Havana from the Anastasia Contour Kit, I am just picking that up on a M.A.C 224 blending brush, and I'm just going to contour my nose. I'm going to be filling in my brows with the Anastasia Dip Brow in Ebony. And I am just taking a little bit of product on my Bobbi Brown eyebrow brush. It doesn't have a number. It's a little bit thicker of a brush though. It's not as thin as the Anastasia number 7 brush, which is my favorite. I just haven't repurchased it yet. So if you're looking for a really good brush, Anastasia number 7 is amazing. So first I just underline my brow, starting from the front of the brow and then working down to the tail. And then I'm going to shape the top of the brow, just kind of outlining that. And I'm just filling that in now, working from the tail to the front of the brow. Doing lighter strokes as I get, I'm doing lighter strokes as I get to the front of the brow because I want it to be more of that gradient in the front. Okay, and once we have our eyebrows filled in, I'm actually going back in with that Urban Decay Naked Weightless Concealer, and I'm just picking up my concealer brush. This is the Bobbi Brown concealer brush, and I'm picking up a little bit of this product. I like to go in this top, just because the concealer is a little bit more cakey and it's a little bit harder than just like this creamy concealer in the tube. So I like to go to the very tip and kind of just add a little bit of that product on the brush, and that's what I outline my brows with. I don't know if that's weird, but I like it. It works for me. I don't want to buy a concealer just for my brows. So I'm just going to take that little bit of concealer and I am going to underline my brow, just cleaning up those edges. And once we're done cleaning up our brows, I'm going in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills Tinted Brow Gel in Brunette. And I am just taking this. The applicator is like a mascara wand. So it's really nice to tame those brow hairs. It's just coating them, making them stay in place. It's kind of like hairspray for your eyebrows. And I'm just doing a thin coat of that on my brows. Okay, so my bake kind of mostly got wiped off when I was doing my highlighter, but if you still have any excess powder, go ahead and just wipe that off. So now I'm going into the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. And this is in Eden. And I'm just doing a couple dabs on each eye. And then just buffing that out with my finger. So moving into shadow, I'm going to be taking Soft Peach from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Shadow Couture palette. And I am just placing that on my brow bone right here. Now I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. This actually came in this palette. And I'm just going to take Morocco. And I'm going to work that into my crease. Taking little by little. You don't want to do too much product right off the bat because then you're going to be stuck with a bunch of product. You want to start little. And then just doing windshield wiper motions and little circular motions. Just really blending that out, so that you don't have any harsh lines. So now I'm going to spray my eyeshadow brush with some M.A.C Fix Plus. So next I am taking ColourPop Cosmetics eyeshadow in Shark Attack, and I am just patting my brush into this shadow. Their shadows are kind of squishy a little bit, if that makes sense. I can't really explain the texture of them, but they're kind of squishy, so I always need Fix Plus on my brush or else the shadow won't want to stick to it. Also, I would recommend using like a synthetic brush just so that it does stick a little better. And I'm going to pat that all over my lid. Now I'm going in with my M.A.C 217 blending brush. This isn't as thick as the blending brush we used for our crease. It's a little bit smaller, so it's really going to get into that lower crease really nicely. I'm going to take Fudge from the Anastasia Shadow Couture palette. I'm just picking up a little bit of product. And then we're going to work that into our lower crease, just on the outer corner of the eye. So not all the way through. I'm just going in and just going about halfway and then coming back down. So just keep blending back and forth until you get your desired level of color. If you don't want it too dark, you could just do a couple little sweeps and it's going to just add a little bit of depth to that eyeshadow. Alright, so once you have that all blended out, we're going to go in with Nior, which is it almost looks like just like a dark black. We're just going to add that onto the outer corner of the eye, just kind of patting that. I don't want this too dark, so I'm just trying to be real in control of where this color is going. And I'm just patting it first. And then just lightly doing circular motions, just working that into that crease color. I'm picking up Morocco, which was the transition shade that we used for our crease, and I'm just adding that on the lower lash line. I'm not going all the way through, I'm pretty much stopping right where my lashes end. Now we're going in with Fudge and we're just doing the same thing, just focusing it more, just really tightening that lower lash line. Taking this little Sigma smudge brush, this is the Smudge E21 brush, it's just the little travel size. I'm taking the ColourPop Cosmetics eyeshadow in Shark Attack and we're going to place that into the inner corners of our eye. Now I'm taking my Tarteist Clay Paint Liner by Tarte, and I'm taking that on the little eyeliner brush that it came with. So this liner is pretty cool. It's very matte. If you really want a really dark eyeliner that's super matte, this thing's pretty awesome. I really don't use it as much as I should. When you squeeze it, it has like a little spot on the tube where you could just tap your brush. It's kind of like a little plate. You just tap how much product you want, and you're really in control of how much product you're using. So I'm just going to give myself a quick wing. I'm not going to go in depth of what I'm doing because I'll just link my winged liner tutorial down in the description box below. Now I'm taking this mascara from Buxom, and I'm just going to coat my lashes before applying my false lashes. Okay, so now I'm taking my lash grip eyelash glue, and I cut up Koko lashes in style Queen Bee. I just cut them. I cut them into 4s each, so that way I could just customize them and just kind of place them how I want them. I feel like the Queen Bees are just too big for my face as a full strip, so I like to customize certain lashes. So I'm just going to be placing those on my eye, adding the longer lashes towards the ends because you don't want no crazy long lashes in the front. You want it to be more of like a gradient, so you want it to still look natural. So you're gonna cut them up and just place them how the lash strip kind of already how it is, but I like to overlap some so that certain spots of my lashes look just like fuller. And now we're going to finish up the look, and we're going to take Dose of Colors. This is from the limited edition trio in shade Corset. If you're going for a party, I highly recommend using this brand just because it's going to last you all night. I have truffle, and I swear I can like eat with that lipstick on, drink, I mean, it's on all night. And once you've applied the lipstick, this look is complete. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to comment and subscribe.